If the idea of social media is not appealing to you, I have 10 ways that you can grow your bookkeeping business and get clients without using social media. I'm Morgan and my website is FinePoints.biz. Let's get right into number one, and that is use direct connections. So that would be family, friends, people that you know. When I was first getting started, I literally just made a list of every possible person I could think of that might need a bookkeeper or know someone who needs a bookkeeper or who might be well connected and help me, meet potential clients. You would be surprised how many people actually need bookkeepers. I'm continually getting asked if I am taking new bookkeeping clients, which I'm actually not at this point because I really didn't have that hard of a time finding clients. It took a little time, but after a while, that word of mouth will start going. Number two is networking. So this is meeting people a little bit outside your circle. You can join different groups, different hobby groups, or business networking international groups that are like specifically for networking. And in this video, I'm kind of generally going through these. I do have a class where I help you more and really walk you step by step how to do each one of these things. It's called Bookkeeper Marketing Coach. The link is in my description box. And I also have like a free class that gives you a taste of it, and that is how I got my first 3 bookkeeping clients. Number 3 is attend events. So depending on your level of social, how much you like to socialize, this could either be fun or not. There's always like charity auctions going around. So different nonprofits that, maybe someone will buy a table and invite you, or you can just attend and you don't even feel like you have to spend money, but that's a good place to sit around, chat with people, get to know new people. So keep an eye out for different types of events that you could go to, maybe get outside your comfort zone a little bit. And networking, I feel like really is a muscle. So the more you practice, the better you get. And when you first start your business, you might need to do things that you normally wouldn't. Really put the time and effort into meeting people. Number 4, you can post your service on community boards. So those little dog walkers where you tear off their phone number. There's a reason why people do that, because it works. People like to meet people in their own community. Maybe there's like a community hotspot, a coffee shop, or a hardware store, or some place where people go regularly, and you can organize your services on there. Libraries are another great resource for kind of bringing people together, as well as universities or colleges, like maybe community colleges. Sometimes they'll have like a newsletter or somewhere where they post jobs and community events. Number 5 is start a referral program. So this is really great, especially if you have a couple clients. Give them some kind of incentive to recommend you to some of their colleagues. And sometimes this will bring you some of the best clients, because referrals are often like, if you like your current client, you probably will like their friend, okay? So maybe they get like $200 off their bookkeeping services, or a free month, or free something for referring a client to you. And even though that's a little bit of a cost, that is going to help you in the long run make a lot more money. All right, and I want to tell you guys about this free event that is actually happening next week, April 22nd through 26th. This is Gabe. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about her, but she is one of my favorite people. She works for me in my business as my marketing person, and she is one of the smartest, most capable people, and she's super organized, like the most organized person I've ever met. And what this is, you just register, it's totally free, and there's all these amazing speakers, and they are going to teach you how to grow your business without social media. Each day you will be emailed a couple sessions from these speakers, and then they do expire. If you go to the bottom, it says, how does this work? So there are these speaker interviews, and you have 24 hours to view them. If you get the VIP pass, then you can have them forever. So you can read all about this. I will have this page linked in my description box. Number 6 is use SEO, search engine optimization. And I don't know, this one isn't technically social media, so don't come for me, but it is using your own website and using maybe a blog or something within your website to attract people. So you have to study a little bit on what are good keywords, how to incorporate keywords into your blogs. There's probably like a certain amount of times you need to say things or phrase things. So there's a little bit of an art to it, but it literally works for tons of people, and it's a very viable strategy. So you can kind of like go with like what you're interested in. So if you like going out and meeting people, go to those in-person networking events. If you like writing, maybe starting a blog is a better way to do that. Just make sure you're doing it strategically, because I think there are a lot of bloggers out there that don't know exactly how to use SEO to the best of their ability. All right, my next tip is to use Connectively. I think that's how you say it. I just pulled it up on my computer right here so you can see it. It's kind of a low-tech version of how to do it, but you can kind of see, like, it says how it works, and you basically create a profile, and then you search for relevant queries, it says, and then within that, You can basically like be an expert in your field. So you can like look for bookkeeper forums, or maybe people asking questions about bookkeeping or tax questions, anything that relates to you. And then you are the expert who are speaking about these topics. And then people are able to click on your profile and learn all about you and your business and how great you are and how you would love to take them on as a bookkeeping client. So this is one, it used to be called Help a Reporter Out, Haro, but now it's called Connectively. There's also other places that you can work as, or you can post as like an expert. So QuickBooks Online has tons of forums that you can do the same thing. So if you're just like on the QuickBooks help forums, there's tons of people asking and answering questions. And I know some people, like some YouTubers, like I think Vanessa Wasik and Hector Garcia, I think they both answer questions on those QuickBooks forums. And then the more questions you answer, you seem more and more like an expert and people kind of get to know you and trust you. Number 8 is collaborate. So it's kind of similar to number 7, but in different ways. So maybe you can be a guest on someone's podcast. Anyone that has a business that's like kind of related to yours, like maybe accountants or business owners or people who are supporting small business owners, you have something valuable to teach them, to give them about bookkeeping and about how you can categorize transactions and give them really clean reports and take that stress away from them and help them have really clean books and a wonderful life, you know? So you can talk about this stuff on someone's podcast. There's also virtual conferences you can do this at, or even in-person conferences. I've been asked to speak at a conference before. So you kind of have to, again, work your networking, like ties a little bit for that to get invited to one of those things, or even offer. Probably someone who's putting on a conference is looking for speakers. So if you can demonstrate that you know what you're talking about, that's gonna help you out a lot. And remember with this number 8, it's collaborate. So it's a two-way relationship, it's symbiotic relationship. So you are helping out them, and then you can in turn promote whatever they are like selling or whatever services they want to promote for their business. So you can mention that as part of the collaboration. You know, how can I help you? Like, what can I promote in your business? What kind of clients are you looking for? Maybe I know someone who would be a good fit for your business. Okay, and number 9 is offer speaking services. So I kind of already talked about this, but now referring back to my notes, I also wrote, you can contact your local chamber of commerce. So this is something that we don't always think about, I feel like, in everyday life. It feels like maybe a little old-fashioned or something, like what's a chamber of commerce? But it is there to support business owners in that city or in that town. So they will have little workshops. I did this at my chamber of commerce when I started. I joined this specific group for business owners, and they had a bookkeeper come in and talk about what's bookkeeping. They had like this list thing, like a directory of everyone's businesses and like how can people help each other out. So there are, you know, things in place already probably that are doing what you want. You just need to get plugged into them. All right, and before I give you number 10, give this video a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And don't forget to check out my class. If this video is interesting to you, I think that class is gonna help you out a lot too, about how to get bookkeeping clients. So number 10 is use paid advertising. I know this always isn't the most popular, but it does work, and there's a reason why people use it and why it's available. So you can use Google ads, and that helps, you know, get those sponsored posts at the beginning when people Google stuff, maybe when they Google things in your area that you would pop up. And then I think you only pay when people click on it. I might be wrong about that, but I know there's an advertising called pay per click, so then, you know, it's worth your money because people are actually clicking and you don't have to pay unless you click. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. Then you can also sponsor like that podcast. So maybe do like a little advertisement on that podcast or YouTube channel, same thing. Maybe that's social media, so it gets away from this topic. Try not to think of paid advertising as being this huge, really expensive thing. There are versions of it that are going to be possible for small business owners. Same with events. Again, these charity events that are happening, if you get connected with like some charity, they'll ask a business to sponsor, like say it's a golf tournament, like sponsor one hole or sponsor like the part of the dinner. It gets your name recognition. Or at the school, maybe there's like a fundraising event for a local school and you get your name on the t-shirt. Like you can kind of like figure out which of these things are gonna give you the most bang for your buck. Some of them probably won't, but the more you get name recognition in your community, that is gonna be great. There's a plumber that does like all the plumbing in my neighborhood, and the reason I know about him is because of that name recognition. Like I see his sign at the community center. I saw his like logo on a t-shirt for a fundraiser. I saw his name in the like community newsletter. So he's doing just what I'm saying. He's marketing to the local audience, and then he paired that with the word of mouth. So I heard about him from one of my neighbors, and now I always give this same plumber to anyone that is asking me about a plumber. So the moral of the story is be like Joe. His name literally is Joe. Thank you guys for watching all the way till the end, and I will be coming at you next week with another bookkeeping video. Thanks.